beautiful calligraphy and thought, oh, I wish I could do that, but my handwriting is trash. I've got great news for you because calligraphy and handwriting are not the same thing. Your handwriting does not matter. And right now, in just a few minutes, I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to know to try it in 4 steps. No fluff, no overwhelm, just the actual stuff you need to know. So let's do it. Step 1 is understanding that handwriting and calligraphy are not the same thing, and that your handwriting quality has nothing to do with your calligraphy skills. So first things first, calligraphy is not just fancier handwriting. Handwriting is about writing quickly and naturally, like literally whatever comes out of your hand when you need to get something on paper. It's kind of a combo of everything you've been taught your whole life about how to write the alphabet, plus maybe a little bit of style you've learned and tweaked over the years, especially if you were like me in high school and you were constantly trying to reinvent what your handwriting looked like. On the other hand, calligraphy has absolutely nothing to do with your handwriting. Think of it more like learning how to draw something. They're called strokes, more on that in a minute, rather than write something. And then you're turning that drawing into something that happens to look like letters at the end. This is gonna make more sense in a minute. For now though, step 1 is just to know that your handwriting does not matter. Hopefully you hear me on that. Step 2 is to understand the best tools for beginners. Now you might be like, okay, Becca, I know calligraphy isn't handwriting, and I also know that for calligraphy, I probably need more than just a ballpoint pen. And you would be correct on that. Although I will say you can do faux calligraphy if all you have is a ballpoint pen or even a pencil, and I'll link to a video about that here if that's where you want to go. But listen, you don't need 500 fancy brush pens like social media might make it seem in order to do calligraphy. Okay. It's perfect for beginners because it gives you control without feeling too soft or wobbly. And the key to finding the right tool for modern calligraphy is simply that it has to be flexible on the tip, allowing you to get thin lines and thick lines by adding and removing pressure. Next is paper. You want something smooth to protect your brush pens. I recommend either using marker paper like this, which is smooth and see-through, so you can put it over top of a calligraphy workbook, like this one, which more explanation on this workbook in a minute. Or you could use a Rhodia pad like this, which has a grid. Rhodia is just a nice high quality paper, and it comes in all sorts of different sizes, and you can get it in a grid or a dot or blank or lined, whatever you want. I recommend a grid. Having the right paper makes a big difference though, and if you can't find exactly what I'm showing here, just look for the smoothest paper you can find that also has guidelines on it so you can stay consistent and straight. A big mistake I often see is people just using blank paper. You want guidelines. All right, so now let's talk about the actual foundation of calligraphy, the part that so many people skip, and that is the basic strokes. Instead of jumping straight into letters, you need to learn these simple shapes. Okay, so without pressure, the basic strokes look like this. They just look like squiggles, but these squiggles are the building blocks of every single letter you'll write. Then when I combine the basic strokes with the flexible pen, they look like this. See how I'm using light pressure going up and heavy pressure going down? That's how calligraphy works. Light up and hard down. And then once you have these strokes down pat, you combine them to form letters, like this. So if you skip this step, your calligraphy will always look a little off because your letters won't be built properly. But if you learn these first, it's a game changer. Step 4 is to understand how to practice in a way that will help you learn. So now you know what you need to learn, but how do you actually put it all together? Well, that's where the traceable workbook I showed earlier comes in. I have a totally free step-by-step course that walks you through all of this in way more detail, and it includes the traceable workbook that you saw. It's called Show Me Your Drills, and it has helped hundreds of thousands of beginners learn how to do calligraphy the right way, the easy way, the easiest way, and it's free. So if you want to stop guessing and start actually doing it, go sign up. You'll get workbooks and guided video lessons and all the explanations and information that you need to get started on the right foot. I hope this was all helpful. Again, you can click the link in the description or head straight to showmeyourdrills.com, and I'll see you in there.
विटामिन सी के साथ है रोज़हिप, इम्यूनिटी और ब्यूटी का परफेक्ट ब्लेंड।
guys, today we learn how to write letters from A to Z in brush calligraphy. This is going to be a two-part series, and in this video we are going to learn how to write lowercase a to Z in brush calligraphy. To follow along, you can use any brush pen that you have. I'll be using a large tip brush pen from Camlin. This is the set that I have. A smooth printer paper like JK Cedar, and a printout of my brush calligraphy practice sheets for reference. I'll link all of these in the description below. So before we begin, quickly subscribe to my channel and stay tuned till the end if you want to learn alphabets in brush calligraphy. So we'll be using these basic strokes to draw letters in brush calligraphy. As I've said in my previous videos, these are the building blocks of letters. It means that if you know how to draw these basic brush calligraphy strokes, you can draw all the letters here. If you want to draw these, check out the video in the top right corner. Now let's get started with drawing letters. Here I'm using some guidelines to draw the alphabets. I will add the link to download these below. So let's get started. I like to rotate my practice sheets at an angle that is comfortable for me to write, like at a natural angle where my hand is in motion. So I would tilt this, and let's start with the letter A. So if you see, A is a combination of an oval, a downstroke and an upstroke. Oval, downstroke, upstroke. Okay. So I'll start from here. I'll first draw an oval. I'll lift my hand and now I'll draw a downstroke. Lift my hand again and I'll draw an upstroke. So this is how you get the letter A. Like I said, all the letters are a combination of basic strokes. So we combined an oval, a downstroke and an upstroke to form the letter A. Now let's draw the letter B. So B starts from here. It is an upstroke. Then from here it starts coming down. It is a downstroke. Or if you see this shape, this is an ascending loop. Then from here it goes up, comes down and goes up again. So it is a combination of an upstroke, downstroke and an upstroke again. So let's start by drawing these basic shapes. So rather than starting from here, I'm starting from here. Doesn't matter. So I've made an ups. So rather than starting from here, I'm starting from here. Doesn't matter. So I've made an upstroke. Now I'm going to make an ascending loop. Going for an upstroke, a downstroke and an upstroke again, like this. So here we have the letter B. Now let's go for C. So if you look, it starts from here, it is going up till here, so it is an upstroke. From here it comes down, so downstroke and then up again. Or if you see, it's just an oval only, but only this portion is missing. That's it. Any way you can look at it.
The super popular 7-segment Marsala box on Instagram has a large capacity of 700 ml, classify and store dry and wet.
This portion is missing. That's it. Any way you can look at it. So we start with the upstroke, lift, like this. So we have our C here. Now let's go for D. So D starts from here. This is an oval which we have here. Then this shape is an ascending loop, and then this is a small upstroke. Okay. Like this. I don't like it as much. I'll draw it again because it kind of overlapped here, so the space is not that great. Yeah, this is much better. Okay, now let's go for E. So E starts from here. This is a horizontal line, so you can keep it thin. Then it goes up, so upstroke, and then from here it is coming down and then going up again.
86
Horizontal,
और किसी एक के ऊपर 86 ज़्यादा आ गया.
going up. You lift your hand. You come down. Then you go up again. Like this. Now let's draw F. So F starts from here. It's going up and then coming down like this. So it kind of resembles this ascending loop here. And then from here it's going up again. So it kind of resembles this descending loop, but a mirror image of this descending loop. And then a small upstroke. If you want, you can, also rather than drawing freehand with a brush pen directly, you can also draw it with a pencil first. I would recommend that very strongly because it kind of gives you a preview of how your final drawing is going to look like. And you can always make adjustments if you don't like anything. Let's say I don't like this curve and I want to kind of make it a little more wide. So I can always erase it and adjust my shape. So I start from here. I lift my hand. Lift. Make it like this. So here you have your F. Now let's go for G. So if you look, G starts with an oval, then a downstroke and upstroke, then it's basically a descending loop that it is making. This is the descending loop. Now, H. So H starts from here, comes down. So it's basically an ascending loop. Then followed by a compound curve. Okay. So if you might have noticed, see, we are able to just draw all these letters from this reference sheet only. So I'm going to, rather than directly starting with an ascending loop, I'm going to start with a small upstroke. Come down. So I've made this ascending loop. Now compound curve. So remember that whenever you make a compound curve, this space should be equal to this space. This is what I had discussed in my previous video where I had discussed these basic shapes amongst other best practices. You have to remember that whenever you draw a compound curve, this space should be equal to this space. Okay, let's go for I. So I is very simple. It's just a downstroke and a small upstroke. And then you can draw the dot with the tip of the brush pen. Now coming to J. J is again just what? It's a descending loop. Okay, now let's move to K, the letter K. So K starts from here. This is an ascending loop. Then it goes up, an upstroke, starts to come down, then down again, and a small upstroke. Okay, I'm going to draw it here. I'll start from here. Then upstroke, my hand, come down, go up, come down, come down and go up again. So this is how you form the letter K. If you're, if you want to kind of understand these shapes in depth, I have broken them down here in my practice sheets. I will link them in the description below and you can download it from here. So I have actually broken them down like, okay, if you have to write B, it starts from here plus this portion plus this basic stroke. And I've done it for all the letters. So let's say for D, it starts with an oval plus an ascending loop plus an upstroke, and it has these traceable guides on which you can practice over. So I'll link them in the description below. Now the next letter is L. So L, if you see, it's just an ascending loop with an upstroke.
With Shopify, I could turn my passion for coffee into a business. And to be honest, when I first started Chamberlain Coffee, I had a lot of anxiety about not being a business person. But what can be really helpful is to have tools. And Shopify was an incredible tool for Chamberlain Coffee. It just made making a website doable.
With an upstroke. Let's start from here again like we've been doing. So this is how you get an L. Sometimes there might be few gaps here when you're turning. You can always go back and fill in with your brush pen. That's absolutely fine. Okay, next letter is M. So M starts with a downstroke, then an overturn, followed by a compound curve, Let's draw it. See, it's very simple. Come down, lift your hand, and then draw the next basic shape, which is an overturn, like this, and then go up, come down, go up again. So this is how you get the letter M. Now when we have to draw N, it's pretty simple now. You can already make it out. So what is N? It's just a downstroke plus a compound curve. Let's draw it. So this is how you get your N. Now the letter O. So O is pretty simple. That is what we have already seen in our basic shape, the oval. All you have to do is just add this thin upstroke here. So let's do it. Make this oval. It's a bit tricky shape to draw, and then you go up and you draw it like this. Now let's go for the letter P. I'm going to change my sheet. The letter P is, if you see, it's a descending loop and an oval. The interesting thing to note here is that the thick portion, the thick stroke is towards this side and not the other side as we've seen here. So that's because it's in the way of drawing. Here we are drawing the oval anti-clockwise. That is why this is where our hand starts to come down, and that is why this is the thick portion here. But here we start drawing it clockwise, and this is where now from here our hand starts to come from top to bottom. So that is why this is the thick portion. Okay, understood? Now let's start. So we draw this descending loop for. Now a clockwise circle, oval. Nice. Now the letter Q is the mirror image of P, which is, it starts with an oval. Then what is the shape that you're seeing? It's the descending loop, but kind of the mirror image of this, and an upstroke. Let's draw it. This is how you get Q. So I've started here, I've started a little below, and here I've started a little up. You can do both. It's absolutely fine. Now let's go for R. So R is a letter which kind of doesn't follow any particular basic shape, but it follows the simple principle, which is that up is thin and down is thick. So if you see here, so this is going up and there is a small loop, so that is why we have chosen to keep it thin. This is going up, so all the up hand movements are thin, and then when you start coming down, it's a downstroke, and then you go up again. Cool. So let's make the letter R here, or make it here. So it goes a little above the X height, and then you come down, go up like this. Same for letter S, it also doesn't follow any particular basic stroke, but it does follow these two principles, which is that whenever you are going up, it is thin, and when you come down, it is thick, then up again, it is thin. Got it? So let's draw S. Start off like this, then you come down, and then you go for an upstroke like this. Then letter T is pretty straightforward. It is coming down, then going up, and a crossbar, a thin crossbar.
मेरी बोतल लेके आ गया
Now letter U. Letter U is what? A combination of an underturn, then a downstroke, and then an upstroke.
ये आज आपने दिन में खाया है कुछ दोपहर में खा लिया इसलिए
Made the underturn.
6 बजे खा लेंगे
Now you come down. Go up.
आपने कुछ और भी खाया
V again is simple. You're coming down,
कुछ है भी नहीं आपके
downstroke thick, then going up. So it's a thin upstroke.
8 बाय 8 क्या
Now let's go for the letter. So W is simply an underturn and again an underturn with a small loop on the top. So it's 2 consecutive underturns.
सलाम। आप में से काफियों ने पूछा